6 times the charm. Mike Young finally gets the Boston College monkey off his back as Virginia Tech defeats the Eagles 76-71 inside Cassell Coliseum on Tuesday night. And to some, there's no point in playing any basketball if you don't make the field of 68. That's a sentiment that's certainly been echoed by a plethora of other teams that fell just short of the big dance, including Rick Pitino's St. John's squad and the ACC's own Pitt Panthers. But while that side of the floor was what Outcasts would describe as cooler than being cool, Tech's defense held things down for long enough for the scoring to slowly but surely progress to the mean. We're not going to sugarcoat things. NC State just had the greatest run in the history of the ACC tournament. Coming into this week, no team had ever made it from the first round to the semifinals under the current format, which the ACC expanded to in 2015. NC State took that and flipped it upside down, not only making it to the semifinal, but making it to the championship and beating top-seeded North Carolina to claim its first ACC championship since 1987. But Mike Young's Virginia Tech team has made one thing certain. They want to keep playing basketball no matter what tournament it's in. So when the NIT came calling, Young and the Hokies were all in. Tabbed as a 3 seed thanks to a wave of opt-outs from fellow bubble teams, Tech hosted Richmond on Tuesday night inside Cassell Coliseum. The Hokies will look to avenge their January 13th loss to Miami when they take a trip down to Coral Gables for a date with the Hurricanes this Saturday at noon. But saying so long for now from inside Cassell Coliseum on behalf of 3304 Sports, I'm Raza Umerani. And regardless of whether or not Tech advances, one fact remains. This team is simply happy to still be out there hooping. Guys? For the love of all that is holy, can we please show Vegas who's boss? Give me my theme music! For some reason, Vegas keeps doubting Mahomes, and he always shuts them up. Not only have they won their last 3 playoff games as underdogs, including last year's Super Bowl against the Eagles, and Mahomes' first Super Bowl against the 49ers, but Patrick is 9-3 all-time as an underdog with, get this, a 10-1-1 record against the spread. And if that's not enough, just hold on to your seats for this one. Number 15 ranks first all-time in postseason winning percentage, total yards per game, touchdown to interception ratio, passer rating, and completion percentage. So yeah, we're going to choose to back that guy on Sunday night. While State might be the best team the Hokies are playing at home this year, it's simply too difficult to pick against Tech inside a Lane Stadium. Hey, it may be Thanksgiving time, but these turkeys are going to be the ones doing the cooking on Saturday. Iowa, on the other hand, is one of the most polarizing teams in the nation. Their defense is renowned, ranking 4th in scoring, 7th in total yardage, and 9th in passing yards. Their offense, however, is stuck back in the days of black and white broadcast, ranking dead last in total yards, 4th to last in passing yards, and bottom 10 in scoring, as 2 juggernauts collide in Columbus. It's number 7 Penn State on the road to take on the number 3 Ohio State Buckeyes. Yeah, I think struggling is a generous term, Gio. Uncharacteristically, the Niners have given up 159 yards per game on the ground in the playoffs thus far. Now sure, they face the likes of Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs, but our man IP is no slouch, and Vegas likes them to win by multiple possessions. But quite frankly, I'm not sure why. This is not your daddy's Alabama squad. Their quarterback Preston Stone has been rock solid all year long, ranking 20th nationally in passing. And although this feels like a trap game for Brutus and the Buckeyes, we think they're just going to be too much to handle for Bucky Badger. At the very least, we like them to stay within 2 scores on the road and maybe, just maybe, come away smoking those victory cigars once again. You already know we've got to go down to the conference where it just means more. It's the latest installment of a heavyweight rivalry as number 1 Georgia takes on number 8 Alabama for the SEC title in Atlanta. We've loved them all year long, but I don't think this one's going to be easy, and neither does Vegas apparently, as this line has swung completely in the U's direction. Maybe Vegas knows something we don't, maybe not, but in any case, we're sticking with all reliable and taking the 2-time defending champs to dominate on the road. Utah's front is ferocious, ranking 5th in sacks and 1st in total sack yardage, in large part thanks to the dominance of defensive end Jonah Ellis, who has a whopping 9 on his own. Georgia ranks higher than Alabama in every single major statistical category. We're talking points, rushing yards, passing yards, and total yards on both sides of the ball. but we just don't feel comfortable betting against Nick Saban. He always pulls out the wins when his team has their backs against the wall. With Bama catching 5.5 points in this game, we love them to cover. The Tar Heels have given up 30 or more points in every single conference game they've played in the last month, including 91 in their last 2 ACC outings. Their offense has been must-see TV with Drake May launching into Tez Walker, but the Tigers have the defensive talent to stifle them. And as great as Patrick Mahomes is, he only averages 246 passing yards per game in the Super Bowl. And do we really think Brock Purdy is going to outshine the best quarterback of this generation? Don't think so. Give us the Tide to win this bad boy outright as our ultimate underdog of the week. Book it, baby. Alabama plus 5.5. Book it, baby. Usher opens with OMG, Reba goes over, and the coin lands on tails. Until then, when they call, you be sure to tell them, we got it covered.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to walk out and enter Sandman for the first time?
1 to 10. 10. I'm very excited.
All right. Well, the mic is obviously such an important position in Coach Marv's defense. When you were being recruited here, how hard did they sell the mic linebacker position and you to fill that role?
Yeah, that, like I said, whenever they first started recruiting me, they were honest and straight up, and they said that the mic linebacker was an immediate need. So that was kind of what I was looking for in during my recruitment process. What schools, what did they really need? So they continue to sell it like that they really needed a Mike linebacker. So like I said, that's really why I came here, because they're in big of a need for it.
If we could flip the script here, go from football to personal life, your bio on your page on Virginia Tech Athletics said you have a very strong relationship with your family. It also mentioned that you have a fraternal twin in your sister Samaya. What's that relationship like?
Oh man, once I came to college, like our relationship, it didn't necessarily like fall, but like I don't really get that much to talk to her, but that's my backbone. Like that's my twin. I can talk to her about anything. She's I was born first, obviously. She keeps me in contact. She's been with me every step of the way since I've been playing football. So she's my best friend.
Kamari was actually pretty well versed. He has a whole game plan, right? He starts with country and then gets into rap and then gets into heavy metal. So, I mean, if he's on aux in the locker room before a game, be ready to get the whole spectrum from him.
Absolutely.
And then when you're in the game, what's your go-to uniform combo for Virginia Tech?
Wow. Looking at the pictures whenever, like during my recruitment process, I was really digging that maroon and like white.
Okay.
So that'll probably be one of my favorite combos, maroon and white.
You like the maroon tops and the white pants, or the white tops?
Maroon top,
pants?
white pants.
Nice.
Yes,
They do a lot of winning in those.
Yes,
so that's the most important factor.
Yeah, that's
right?
the quintessential.
No doubt about it.
Black Salt.
Yeah,
Black Salt.
The burger joint.
The burger joint. Best burgers in town.
I haven't been there yet.
I go there like almost every week.
A lot of people don't know. I'm pretty sure Carly Wenzel mentioned this when she was on. She said Black Salt was really good. I remember everybody was like, "What's Black Salt?" I can confirm their burgers are excellent.
Sir. I definitely recommend everybody go out and try it. It's amazing.
So schedule released about a month ago. Obviously, new ACC opponent in Stanford going out to the West Coast. Does anybody on that 12-game schedule stand out to you in particular?
Honestly, man, it's like I said, this is honestly a big jump for me coming from a Conference USA to ACC. Honestly, I try not to pay attention to the level of competition. I try to go out and play, be the best version of me, go out and help my team win. But it's gonna be pretty cool playing against some of the great teams. I know we play Stanford out in Cali, but it's gonna be real cool and special for me.
Absolutely. And then how, when it's all said and done, do you want to be remembered at your time at Virginia Tech?
I want to be remembered as a guy that loved his teammates, was a leader, had a big impact on his community, just did everything the right way. I'm big on academics. I try to maintain my grades each and every day, but yeah, man, I don't, with only 1 year left, I'm going to do everything in my power to try to do that.
There have been upsets all over the place. It's been absolutely wild. Listen, it may not be March, but the madness is certainly upon us already. And for more on the chaos of conference play, we got our own Phoebe Winters with the scoop. Azai James had 17 points in the first half, but in the second half, she had as many points as me and you and all our reporters combined. A big goose egg on the scoreboard. And she's second on the team with a 1433 OPS, 4 home runs, 10 RBI. So I do think maybe your biggest bat in the lineup is down, but that doesn't mean, as they say in Moneyball, you can't recreate it in the aggregate. Yeah, Sean Padula has been huge for the Hokies, but there's still certainly some work to do moving forward for Mike Young's squad. And for more on the road ahead, we send it over to our very own Hayden Tolbert. Hayden, what you got? I do think, though, even if Tech wins those games, the rest of the resume is cloudy enough that it might not exactly be a given that they get in, even if it's as a first 4 team. I'm going to go over, you said it earlier in the show, 87 points per game against non-Power 5 opponents, and I think the Sharks are about to get bit in a big way. It's not just that they're not a non-Power 5 team. Virginia's virtually on the bubble, but I think they're going to work their way up to a 9-8, maybe even a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. You have to play Wake Forest, a team that's also surging towards the top of the ACC standings. You go to Syracuse, that's not an easy place to play. So there are plenty of challenges coming up for the Hokies, and just the way they've been in the middle of the pack this year, I think that's just going to continue. But the way I see it playing out, I like Michigan, I like Oregon, I like Bama to upset Georgia, and I like Texas to win. So even though I like Florida State to beat Louisville, I think of those 5 teams, they're just going to have the weakest resume. So even though there's a 0 in the loss column, they're going to be playing in the Orange Bowl in December. But Nels, it's like you mentioned in our open, Tech has won 6 games in a row. 3 of those have been on the road at ranked opponents, right? Syracuse, North Carolina, and of course NC State. And those aren't just 3 ranked road wins. Those are 3 of the toughest places to play in this league and in the country. Me, I really like numbers. So let me give you guys some numbers. You mentioned Emma Mazzarone as a freshman leads the team with a sub-1 ERA, 0.89 in 15 2/3 innings pitched. That's crazy for somebody who just stepped on campus. Definitely a spot to get right for Mike Young's squad. Notre Dame ranked 163rd in the Ken Palm rankings, and their defense isn't bad, ranked 47th in adjusted defense. Their offense is 305th. That puts them in the bottom 60 of Division I programs, so not great. Lindsey Grine has been fantastic. How about 27 strikeouts to 4 walks on the year? That's absolutely crazy, and she's pitched a team-high 20 innings. I mean, obviously you have some solid wins early in the season, but fledgling in the ACC, which is already not as strong of a conference as it has been in recent years, you need every opportunity as a win that you can get, and those were 2 very, very big missed opportunities.